What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now PS Edition. I'm Alex. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Dreams. Now, this is the first game review I've ever done on this channel, and also, I don't really review games or movies anymore on Podcast Now. We used to, actually, all the time, but as we've gotten further away from it, and as time just has moved on, we just haven't done it. But I really do want to talk about Dreams here, and it's more or less me just going to be gushing about it, okay? The reviews we used to do anyway never really were reviews. I don't give numbered scores to games, but I'm basically going to be talking about the pros and cons of Dreams and ultimately whether or not you should get it. And I'll jump right to that. Let's jump right to that. I think you should. I truly think you should get Dreams. This is a game that I had the strangest journey of, I think, of almost any game I've ever experienced in my life. Truly. Because when the game... Now, I was never a Big Planet, that big of a fan, okay? I played them. I enjoyed them. It was like, you know... You could play other people's creations. That became a big thing. But I was never a good, creator. I never even tried. And in terms of playing others' creations, I would sometimes watch on YouTube and be like, oh, those are really cool. But I would never even play them necessarily myself. Now, when Dreams was first announced by Media Molecule, I was very excited. A game where you can make anything. That's pretty much what was pitched on. And now that the game is out, it is more or less just an engine. It's a game engine where the whole point is to make games for them. And they're just giving you all the tools and the network to do it. That's what the game is. Okay, that is ultimately what the game is. And that was pretty consistent with what they had said when it was first announced. And I was very excited. Everybody that knew me at the time or that I talked to about this game could tell you I was so excited. And as the years went on, this game took literally an eternity. I think I probably passed away and came back again in the time that this game took to be made. I truly do believe that. And so I lost a lot of hope and a lot of confidence, mainly on this game. Okay, I was way more critical. I was more or less saying things like, how does a game take this long? Any game, like what's going on? Does Sony have any faith in Media Molecule? And I don't know that behind the scenes. I hope that Sony had always supported them fully behind the scenes for all these years, but I would assume that it would kind of be difficult to, because like any literal business ever, Media Molecule is there to make Sony money. At the end of the day, that's what they're there for. Sony takes the profits from Dreams, or takes part of the profits, or takes all of it, but they pay Media Molecule's paychecks, right? They keep the studio open. They pay the people that work there. It's because of Sony that exists, or because of PlayStation that exists. And when you don't make a game for as long as they did, there's literally no money coming in. And so Sony's paying their bills or paying their paychecks, not using any money that's coming from Media Molecule, which I would assume would be a little frustrating. No matter what, they can say all they want that it was that they had their back 100%. I think they would say also, like behind the scenes, that they were a bit frustrated, because now I've come honestly back to where I was at the start. The game had been alpha or beta or whatever they wanted to call it for the last several months. In fact, like 6-7 months, where people have been making creations in this game for the longest time. And if you bought it, you could have bought it at a reduced price, and then you could have upgraded to the base edition. You could actually have played it 3 days early if you had bought the early access, so all that stuff. So the game is actually out, and I never really, even again, paid much attention to it in the months leading to it coming out. I really didn't. I didn't look at many of the creations that were out. You would see some, like this is how, like there would be like a Godzilla game creation that was made, like stuff like that. So you would see that and you'd be like, wow, people are actually making some legit things in this game. Now fast forward again, like the game is out now, but maybe like a week or two ago, it really started to pick up steam, right? Where there was just a lot of creations being shown on social media of this game, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm missing out. I think I'd be missing out if I don't buy a game like this, because it just is something so special. So I bought it. A game that, again, I went through a roller coaster with, from being at the very top saying how much I need this game and how good of an idea this game is, to years and years later, or years in between, where I had just flat out given up on the game. I was insulting to. I insulted it. It was just a game that was like, all right, I mean, if it ever comes out, maybe it'll be good, but probably not. It's also just taking forever. To now, my God, I see it now. They needed this time, because this game is something that no other game ever is, or can't. Like, there's no game out there that is this game, and that's what makes it so special. I've seen people talk about being a little bit, scared about this game, And let me tell you, this is something I think you should get. I truly, truly do believe that. I've seen also comments saying like, well, and a game like this is built on the community, okay? If the community stops, the game stops. That is just how it is. However, with a first-party studio in Media Molecule, with a first-party game like this, I think it's going to get the treatment. I think it is going to constantly be supported and will be pushed, especially with rumors of it coming out on PS5 as well. This is a game I think they want to, and they've said they want this game to last years. They want this to be an ongoing thing. And again, it is literally a game engine. They've even talked about wanting, and I don't even know if they have, but at least they want companies, other game companies, to make games through Dreams. Now, whether that means like some sort of deal where literally they're just small projects, but they literally are just published on Dreams, and so literally a studio that maybe would have made their own game and you could purchase it separately is literally just a thing inside of Dreams. So maybe it's not the full product. So like a con of this game, I would say, is it's maybe not the full product now. I mean, you can look and there's hundreds of levels and a lot of them are very creative. What I would say is the potential has not been reached. That's what I'll say. Now, I look at that as a positive, and I think I'm not going to say you need to. I'm not going to tell you what you think, okay? It's completely your own opinion. If you don't like this game or you don't like that it really isn't where, like, it hasn't reached its full potential. It's not where it can be, basically, because it's still to come. If you think that, that's totally cool, and I would agree. I mean, you're playing some of these games, and I played some of these games on both of these channels, right? And it's like, man, people have created Fallout in the game. People have created Batman in the game. But, okay, they're far inferior products, right? We know that. But at the same time, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, again, making a game inside a game, okay? We're not, like, that's it. That's all it is. And yet the products we're getting, I'd say, are phenomenal for what we've been given. And again, who's making them? We don't have millions of dollars of budget to make the person that, again, I made like the Fallout video yesterday. That person or those group of people don't have millions to work on the game like Bethesda. All they have is passion, and they did it. Now, is it great in terms of like, would I play Fallout 4 or that? I mean, well, yeah, it's obviously not as good, but it's the premise of you can literally create anything. There's Sly games, and I saw a game trying to like recreate Nier. There's all these replicas of games being made. There's brand new creations that have never been done before in this game. No other game can do that. Like, yeah, you can play Fallout 4 in Fallout 4. You can play Sly Cooper in Sly Cooper, but can you play them both in the same game? No, you can't. You can only play it on Dreams. So it really is so like massive. Like, it's something that we've literally never gotten before. And here's the deal. Again, I only play other people. I see my kind of job in a way of like promoting this game as like, hey, one thing I can do is not only play these games but also make videos like I have on this channel and on podcasts now, and say, hey, like, there's people that are making these cool things. That's about as good as I can do, because me as a person, Alex, I cannot create anything in this game, and I'm not even going to try. I'd love to. I have ideas, but it would be more like a thing where I would want to tell somebody else, like, here's what I'm thinking, and then they go out and make it, which is just not really how it works, right? But I'm not one of those. Now, from, again, that perspective, there's a whole, and I didn't even talk about that, right? More or less, I bought this game because of potential and because of what the game means to the gaming industry and where the game is going in the future. I didn't even buy it from the perspective of, again, I've talked about in the past, if you're like a creator, if you're into these kind of games, I mean, does it get better than this? Again, you had like Super Mario Maker, and those games are very special and they're very good. And there's a distinct group of people that jump into those games and go all in and make the greatest levels you've ever seen. Make Mario levels that are better than any Mario level that had previously been existed. Like, Nintendo couldn't make a better Mario level. There are people out there, and that is what's so great about it, is we can literally get creations here that are more than what Media Molecule probably could ever do. Some of these people probably are more talented than Media Molecule, and they know that. That's why those companies or these game development teams, that's why they make these games so that people can make like their own creations. So from that perspective, again, it's another game in that genre, and people go all in. So if you're into the whole designing thing, if you're into making your own levels, I mean, I think it's a shoo-in, right? Whenever these games come out, I feel like you would just buy the game and just play the game, no matter what the game is. But again, even from a playing perspective, like, again, I'm only doing half the game. In fact, I'm probably even doing less than half the game, because I'd imagine the focus of the game is you need to create, because if there's no levels being created, then there's nothing to play. So I mean, I guess you could argue, but also if nobody's going to play the levels, then you cannot, then like, why would you waste your time making them? So you could argue like they're both equally as important, but for, just for the sake of the argument, let's say 50%. I'm only playing 50% of the game, and I think it's worth its price. I think it's absolutely worth buying, and I haven't regretted it, and I don't think I'm going to regret it. So I say this is a game that you need to buy. Very different, even if you're not into these kind of games. I'm not really into them. Like, yeah, I bought Super Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2, but I'm not like a massive fan of these creation games, but I see the potential, and I respect the heck out of them, and this is a game that I just saw myself, like, I couldn't miss out on a game like this, and I'm very glad that I actually bought it. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Did you buy Dreams? Are you thinking about it? Did this win you over? Let me know your thoughts on Dreams in the comments below. And again, make sure to let me know if you guys want to see me do anything specific in Dreams. I'm sure I'll have more Dreams videos throughout the week or into next week. I'm not done with Dreams content, but let me know anything you guys want me to see. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's video.